Hello everyone, welcome back to HyperRogue. We were just went into the Andorian forest for a bit and then accidentally left. Where do we go next exactly? There's a lot of cool places to go. That's kind of what this game is all about. We could do Hive. Hive is kind of difficult, which is fine. I think we should... Ocean, it's all about to submerge. I don't know, we'll do Warped Coast. This is a kind of interesting one. I don't quite... I don't quite know what, like, the theme of this land is, but the idea is that it's not... You'll notice it's not quite the same shape. It is, but they've drawn the tiles differently to reflect some different movement rules. There are hexes and these like triangles, and the triangles are in the same place where hexagons would normally be. And if you count the places where they touch hexagons, they have only 3 neighbors. But if you count the places where they touch other triangles, they have the ordinary 6 neighbors that a hexagon would have. And so the rules here are that you are only allowed to move from hexagons to triangles and from triangles to hexagons. You cannot move from hex to hex, or from triangle to triangle. And right, you can't go there. And the enemies have the same restriction, which kind of means that you keep parity with them, right? I'm in a hex right now, and this guy's in a hex, which means no matter how many moves the two of us make, we'll both be in hexes forever, which means I can never be adjacent to him, which means I can never attack him. And therefore he'll eventually be able to checkmate me if he joins up with enough other hexagon buddies. Which is what these trees are provided for. You get to attack them to pass a turn. I should mention, normally, of course, you can just pass a turn whenever you want. But the enemies here are very clever. They understand how important passing is, and if you pass, then they also pass. So you can't just wait for them to match parity. You have to actively do something about it by attacking a tree. So these trees are resources for you. And all the treasure in this land is in the ocean, and so you have to get on boats to get there. But none of the trees are. So you kind of have to like stay close to the coast, which is not hard. There's always coast nearby, because of the fractal nature of the world. Okay, this is like not great. There's 2 ratlings and they're both at the wrong parity, so I'm gonna move up here and take care of this stuff. Oh, it is nice to have orb. What is that? The fish? Nice. Oh, what do you get for this place anyway? Orb of the Warp. Oh yes, of course. It lets you create warped land around you and also ignore warped land restrictions. So effectively only enemies are affected by the warp restrictions. So in the warped lands, it just lets you move more easily. In other lands, you can still move normally, as you always can in such lands, but enemies have to follow warped land rules. This guy's at the wrong... Oh no, he's at the right parity. We'll just go kill him. I somehow misjudged. I thought this guy was at the right parity. So if I click, chop down the tree, attack, this guy will have gotten 3 moves, and he'll be here. And this guy will also be on me, so this is actually not a winning strategy. Let's duck into the prairie, where there's no trees to chop down, but there's also not this parity restraint, or constraint. So you can just have those guys pile up easily. And let's come back out now. Oh my god, there's so many dudes. Right now they're both at the wrong parity. So is this guy? Alright, I'm ducking into the same prairie again, I guess. So you can do something that, as far as the rattlings are concerned, is like the same as passing, right? You move from a hex to another hex, which is like cheating. But they don't recognize it as a pass, and therefore they actually act. And you fix the parity that way. Okay, this I think is enough warped coast. Like, you know, unlocking warped orbs everywhere would be nice, but I don't want to risk my life for it. I would kind of like to do ocean at some point, and I could try to sail there. But I think we'll try the Red Rock Valley. It's kind of, as I mentioned in the last episode, a more advanced desert, where you have these worms. But here... all the treasure is up high on... So this land has kind of 4 heights of level, of land. We're on, like, in a valley, the lowest place, and this is at height level 3. You can only climb 1 height level at a time. And you can fall up to 2 height levels at a time. So you have to get to rock 1, and then rock 2, and then rock 3 to grab this stuff. As you can see, it is completely surrounded by valley, so it's impossible to get to. The solution to this is there are ways for you to manipulate the terrain. When you kill trolls, they create rock. So this is rock 1 now. If I could get another troll to stand here and kill it, it would be rock 2. If I could kill a troll here, this would be rock 1, and then I could kind of climb up the staircase I made. That's one way to create land. And the other way is with the worms in this area. Which are much like the sandworms from desert. I heard one, right? Except they're only allowed to move onto hexes. They can't move onto hexagonal squares. And when they die, they drop some treasure and create a staircase for you. So it's very valuable to kill them. So if this were rock 2 or rock 3, I would already have a great way to kill him. I would lure him into this space and then step aside, and he would be not allowed to move onto either of these heptagons, and he can't move up 2 spaces into the rock 2 or 3 spaces into either of these rock 3s. However, I believe he is allowed to climb onto rock 1, so he can actually handle that just fine. Oh, he moves every turn, not every other turn. I forgot. Unlike... Yeah, in desert, they move every other turn, but can move anywhere. These guys move every turn, but have movement restrictions. So I lost him here because he wasn't able to follow me this way. He's also got a they're very long. And when they die, their head is at level 3. I think most of their body, in fact, is at level 3, but their tail is level 1 and then 2, so you can kind of climb up them and get to a bunch of treasure that way. So I don't totally understand all the rules of this game. Ooh, what the hell was that noise? This is a little spooky, actually. I'm gonna kill both of those guys, create some rock 2, so that now if I can put rock 1 here, I grab some treasure. It's a little nerve-wracking to be hemmed in like this, but actually I'm totally safe, because only one enemy can approach me. And if a worm approaches me, it's not... Oh, actually, yeah, a worm can't approach. It can't get to here. And if another enemy approaches me, I have a nice, like, I'm totally back into a corner and can fight with perfect safety. So I want to try to get another rock troll to one of these 2 spaces if I can. Or a worm, that would be fine. Could I have lured him into a trap? I don't think so. Okay. I've already lost track of where I was trying to... There's my rock, too. So how could I convince this guy to get trapped? I don't think I really can. I just have to run away from him. Make him take the kind of roundabout path. trying to stay in one place to do something like this Rock 2 trick, I think, is just kind of hopeless. I could try to make him go back, but I don't see that really being very productive. I don't know. I'm not at all an expert in Red Rock Valley. I have completed 10 treasures here, and oh, am I all the way back here? This is the Rock 1 I dropped earlier? Huh. It's pretty unusual that I would... I guess I basically just walked all the way around this rock formation and dropped off some Rock 2 somewhere around here or something. I don't remember exactly where anymore. Interesting. So, by following kind of like a left-hand rule, you can go in like a circle on purpose. Here, I didn't realize I was doing that, but I kind of was just circling around this. It's not something that was forced on me by the geometry like it is in Ivory Tower. Alright, let's like... I don't know. I think you have to be more purposeful in here, and I am not really very good at that. They can attack in any direction, right? I think so. What orb do you get for this place? Orb of Space. Bring faraway items to your location. Okay, so it like teleports stuff to you. So it makes it easier to pick up treasure. Alright. I'm not really that bothered about this. Let's just try to get out of here. And so this is Crossroads 3. There's we've seen Crossroads before, which has a bunch of lands. Crossroads 2 is just more densely packed. It has much narrower paths, and in between them are and so there's more entries to other lands. Crossroads 3 are weird because instead of all being parallel, the Great Walls cross at right angles, meaning it's like this is the same Crossroads 3. It's actually crossing these two Red Rock Valleys. And so if I followed this wall forever, it kind of alternates between Crossroads 3 and Red Rock Valley. I don't totally understand why they made this kind of layout. It seems weird, but what do you get from Wetlands again? Wetlands is new, and I'm not that familiar with it. I went in there in my last game, I think. Oh yeah, Orb of Plague. So it allows you to attack like packs of enemies all at once, basically. Anyway, so as you can see, if we follow this forever, we just get more Red Rock Valley, which, whatever. We haven't done Living Cave yet. I don't know reptiles that well. Rose Garden is a tough one that I haven't done many times. Hive is kind of fun. Minefield. Alright, here's one for you, what was that game called? Temetsi. You Temetsi fans. This is Minesweeper, but in hyperbolic geometry. So you get told how many mines are next to you. And you have to collect these eggs. I don't really know, like, I don't feel like this place really makes use of the hyperbolic space very well. Alright, so we actually don't have any safe ways in from here. But since it's Crossroads 3, I can just keep going, and eventually I'll run into some more. And if you step on a mine, you're dead. But an expert... excuse me. An expert Minesweeper player like me... will, there we go. We'll have no trouble. It is guaranteed that there's never any treasure under, treasure, or any mines under treasure. And as you unlock more orbs, you kind of notice we're now, if we're standing on a space with no mines, we're revealing adjacent spaces with no mines. But it doesn't ripple out forever because I'm not actually 100% sure why. Maybe it's to like make you prove that you're good enough to make those deductions yourself. Maybe it's because in hyperbolic space that would ripple out too far. I don't know. But I believe also the more the more eggs you get, the more mines there tend to be. I always use the mouse here because one wrong step can be disastrous. Hollow mirrors, I don't like it very much. The treasure you get is not that cool, and it's really confusing to look at. Here we go. Yeah, now we can see that the mine adjacent to this one must be here. And if we step on the square, the game will mark it for us, but we can actually tell it already, and so we shouldn't rely on the game marking it. The point is that now, that's also the mine adjacent to this one, so we can step here. And all these spaces were safe because of this. But now we can't actually step out safely, I don't think. Yeah. Okay, now we know this is a mine, so this space is safe. And likewise, everything adjacent to this, still safe. There you go. So I usually don't have much trouble coming up with 25 treasures in this place. If it were just mines, it would be easy peasy. But as you collect more treasures, enemies do begin to appear here. They can fly over mines, and when you kill them, they drop mines. So you can find yourself hemmed in permanently if you're not careful. Now that we have 20 treasures, we can see 2 spaces away. Oh, there's the Andorian Forest. We could go back there. But I don't... What do you... I always forget. What do you get from the Andorian Forest? Energy is pretty good. I just kind of want to... Well, I was going to say I want to finish up Minesweeper, but actually... This is the mine. Let's just step on that to remind myself. Because the Andorian Forest returns you to the place you came from, we should have no trouble getting back to Minefield later when we're done here. So we'll go ahead and do some more Andorian Forest. Here's an Orb of Safety. We could just leave. I don't know. I guess like I'm not going to try to get 25 treasures here. That seems kind of risky. So maybe I shouldn't prioritize it at all. But like, I'm playing for score, right? I want to get more treasures. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. So the researchers can move exactly the same ways I can. The birds can move against gravity, but they can't move onto trunk. So this guy is kind of stuck. He can't get to us at the moment, as you can see. So we should try to get at least 10 treasures here to have like beaten this land, but it's probably folly to... Okay, let's take care of this bird before I go treasure hunting. There we go. Now I can grab this or this, but not both, right? Yeah. Alright, well, let's grab this one. Yeah, there must be, I believe there is a rule, like, I know there's a rule that as you collect more treasures in a land, more enemies appear in that land. However, I believe there's also a rule that, like, the more treasures you have in general, the more enemies there are in general? Because this is, like, way more enemies than I usually see if I take the Andorian Forest early. I don't know, maybe I'm imagining it, but that's my belief. At least I have the Orb of Safety to get out of here, but I don't want to. I want to leave the way I came in to finish up Minefield. Just one more treasure and then I'll feel okay about leaving. I think if I step here, these birds will... No, they'll still get to me, huh? okay. Can I still get to the treasure? I can. All right, let's start leaving now. We have completed Yandorian Forest. Let's go back to Minefield. I'm just pressing down every time, but it's always taking me back exactly the way I came. I was like, excuse me, what the hell is this? No, it's just, yeah, right. That's air, right, that the tree trunks are reaching up from. And here we are, back exactly where we came from. All right. Okay, so let's go over here to these eggs. I need 4 more? I do like unlocking, getting to 25 in this area for 2 reasons. One is it's relatively easy. Another reason is I like Minesweeper. And a third reason of 2 is that the orb that you unlock is quite good, I think. Crossroads 4. Can I get there? I would like to get there. Here comes a bomber bird, by the way. It's an orb that creates an ally for you. I can't easily get out of here. Okay, now I know these 2 spaces are mines, which means this space is already next to a mine, so these 2 are not mines. Okay, now there's 2 mines next to me. Let me just double check. This is 1, this is 2, so this means this is safe. Yeah, okay. Now I know there's only 1 mine next to me, which must be this one. Crossroads 4 is in some ways like the weirdest crossroad, because as you can see it doesn't have a wall. That's kind of its thing. It's like Crossroads 2, but without any walls, so stuff can just like walk in from anywhere. Okay, only 1 mine next to me, great. Alright, we made it back to Crossroads with 25 bomber bird eggs. What do you think? You guys want to do freefall? I mean, that's a good way to die, right? Why not? Sure. So, question, am I allowed to just leave? I am. Okay. What looks like a normal wall, the vertical wall. Oh, I see. It doesn't put you at the top of the land, it puts you on one side. I see. So if I go here, I can't go here. That's up. I could go here, because that's down. Or I could go this way, which is left, or right, which is leaving. I see. Well, that's kind of cool. Now, now that I understand how it works, do I still want to do that? Or do I want to just go do Living Cave? I mean, I think, like, in terms of score, the safe thing to do is go try to do Living Cave, and I think I will do that. It is, though, like, I usually do Living Cave much earlier. This is like the Living Fjord we had before, except instead of water squares, there's walls. It's pretty much the same otherwise. And there's no water elementals. There are ghosts, though, who move through, who live in walls and cannot leave them. And there's trolls who create very wallish squares, just like in the Living Fjord. This is another one I like to try to get 25 in, because it also creates an ally for you. Who is they're very, very useful to have in combat. We'll see, though. Maybe it's going to get a little bit scary too quickly. We have 10 already, right? Yeah. Okay, I hear several new enemies. Yeah, the thing here is that, like, you definitely can trap yourself. because everything is very like fractal, like pretty much as long as you're in any open area, there's going to be an exit somewhere. But in principle, I mean, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paths out right now. If I managed to wall them all off, I would be pretty stuck. But if I step through here, I can, like, say there was a troll chasing me and I walled this off, I'd be like, fine. There's lots more exits from here. I don't need to go back that way ever in general. One thing that I didn't mention about the living cave and fjord is that the treasure is kind of the opposite of a troll. It's a very flourish tile. So if you ooh, what does an elemental do in here? Actually, what do lands from other, or floors from other lands act like? I don't know. They don't seem to turn into water, though. And these, I can't really tell whether they're, what impact they're having on other stuff. Just duck in here to kill that guy. We're at 17? Okay. Yeah, I think, like, gold is not as flourish as trolls are wallish. But they do slightly create open areas. So if you pick up a treasure that's very close to a wall, that wall could sort of collapse because the treasure is no longer making it flourish anymore. 20. Alright, let's just hang out here for a bit. It's valuable often in HyperRogue, I think, to deal with enemies proactively. Before they can gang up on you. I was a little bit annoyed there because if you kill a troll when it's adjacent to treasure, the treasure is destroyed. And I couldn't quite arrange to not do that. Okay, what is this down here? Is that Rose Garden or something? No, Terracotta Army. I don't understand the rules of that place at all. But I think I should kind of be working on getting the hell out of here. I think the Zhangxi is just a normal kind of enemy. So if I pass attack, this guy will move twice, he'll be here. If I move here and then attack, this guy will be here already and I can just kill him. And I think it's worth it to go into Terracotta Army, even... What? So you spend several turns next to one and it wakes up. And they're on all the heptagonal squares. So if you want to go around them, I guess they're not on all, but on a lot of them. If you want to go around them, you kind of have to start waking them up? I'm kind of scared of this place. What is that, like, circle here? Arrow trap? Huh. Oh, I'm scared to go in here at all. I don't think it's a great idea. Just out of curiosity, like, what do you get for going in there? Orb of Slashing. When you attack, you hit the monsters adjacent to you and the monster you originally attacked. Alright. It's just like there's this troll coming here who's gonna block off most of my other exits pretty soon. Ugh. Alright, I mean, you know, the only way to get better is to go. Oh, Crossroads 4. Maybe I could just leave. 1, 2, 3. That would wake up this guy. Bop him. That wakes up this guy. Grab the treasure. Run? Seems like an okay plan. Oh, I see. It's ending... No? Whoa! A Zhangxi appeared. Excuse me? I'm in a lot of trouble all of a sudden? Was that guy there already and I just didn't notice and I greedily picked up the treasure? So much for getting to those crossroads, huh? Oh man, they have so much health. I think I'm just meant to run? I still don't really understand what the deal is with that arrow trap. It's drawing this, like, circle. Oh, I see. Does it connect these two limestone walls? So when I step here, it's going to fire at that square, but next turn? I see. So maybe that's how you kind of dislodge the Terracotta Warriors, as you get them to get hit by that? I see. Okay. So I'd like in general to avoid disturbing them and just get the hell out of here. I can get this one without waking him up, right? Yeah. There's a great wall over there. What's behind it? Dragon chasms. Oh man. I'm not an expert in dragon chasms by any means. But it's gotta be better than waking up more of these dang... whatevers. Ooh. Crossroads 4. I accept. I see. I noticed the dragon chasms, and there's a great wall somewhere, I thought, but I don't see it now. An orb of speed, yes! Let me just leave these jerks behind. Oh, and also... I thought this was an orb of safety. But whatever. There's a million orbs in the Crossroads, which is one of, like, its great features. Every orb you've unlocked, it's always available in the Crossroads, whether you have 25 of it or just 10. And they appear like a ton. Alright, orb of safety. I'm not in any danger, but let's just get out of here. I don't know, man. 242, decent score. Where are we heading? Graveyard's a little bit spooky. It's not that bad, but you're like all of the heptagonal squares are covered. They're walls. You can't go into them, and some enemies can move through them. So it's hard to make use of the geometry. I really like Overgrown Woods. It's not the safest place to be, but it's not like super dangerous, and I have fun there, so we're gonna go in there. This is kind of an advanced jungle. We did jungle very early in the first video, where these... I actually, at the time, like... Oh. An orb of energy. That'll keep, my orb of storms from decaying as much if I use it, which I will shortly do. Yeah, so it uses up just half of your charges. Oh, it set everything on fire. I'm not sure I'm happy with that. Yeah. All the trees are burning down. Is that good? It doesn't seem great. But then the fires go out, so I don't know. Maybe I didn't want this orb of energy. Okay. Anyway, so the main enemy in jungle was these ivies, which they have a root and a number of branches, and each turn one of their branches grows towards you. And you like want to chop off. You want to cut through them so you can get to the root. And if you like snip off a branch, then everything further along that branch is also killed. If you kill the root, then of course everything is killed. This place is, as I said, a more advanced jungle, and you face mutant ivies, which also have a root. There's one. But instead of the tile closest to you growing each turn, every tile on its frontier grows. It just expands like mad. Oh, that poor guy. So the difference, right? And every some number of turns, 16 turns, it starts a new pulse of growth from the center that kind of goes out along each branch. So the only place you can get treasure in here is at the roots of these mutant ivies. You kind of have to actually fight them. Which means arranging... Hive is kind of fun, but I want to do more of this. Oh, I thought that was a clearing for some reason, but it's not. So yeah, there's the root. It's going to start growing in 8 turns. How long does it take me to get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So I can just knock this bad boy down. Right? Yeah. There's another one growing into this area. Can I afford to pick this up, or will it kill me? Actually... this ivy is rooted right here. So I don't have to run away from it to here, which was my plan. I can actually walk here, and then this thing will catch up to me. Right? But then I walk here, and it continues chasing me, and then I chop off this little piece here, and the whole thing withers and dies. So it's a bit of a bold strategy in case I was misreading how this thing is growing, but I wasn't. I need you to get away from the treasure, sir. Thank you. Okay. So it's like kind of tempting in general to do as much damage to an ivy as you can on a given turn. But this is not always correct, because that frees up space for other ivies to grow into, which you might prefer, for a while, to remain full, so that they kind of grow in another direction. And then you can snip off the main one and get to its root or whatever. So clearing is a sub-area of the Overgrown Woods, which I have only ventured into once or twice. I find it much more dangerous. I don't quite understand how to exploit the geometry. The idea is... that there's no trees at all in a clearing. But the ivy there is not allowed to grow on heptagonal tiles. Also, I'm not even sure, like, Does this thing have a root? How does it work? I guess I should give it a go, right? How does this behave? Like, this looks like it should be the root, right? But... yeah, I don't understand the rules in this place. Sorry, my voice is probably kind of muffled because I got my face down close to the bottom of the screen to see if I can understand what's happening down here. There is some sort of button you can push. Is it... keyboard? Help? I said help? Not go back? Doesn't do anything. Mouse? Huh. There's some way you can like move the view cursor to see things that are like within your sight radius but kind of hard to see because they're so close to the edge. I'm trying to understand if there are any roots on these things or where. Like, I know I could walk here, chop this thing again, and then this would catch up to me and I would chop that. Like, I think I can escape trying, like, after doing that, so I guess I'll try it. I chop this, fine. But, like, where are all the goodies? Right? I don't understand the topology of this area. So I think if I venture in further, I'm just going to be in very unhappy shape. And eventually surrounded, so I'm going to leave. Call me a wimp, if you must. By the way, by opening up the clearing, I have made it possible for some ivy to like follow me out here more or less indefinitely. But, that's fine. It's kind of... that's always the case when you're in here. It's kind of nice in the Overgrown Woods when two mutant ivies grow close to each other. How much... where's my local treasure? How much mutant ivy? Oh, here it is. I have 10 now. Nice. What do you get in this area anyway? Orb of Luck. Orb of Luck is nice. It lets you find new lands and crossroad more easily. And safety. So, like, I wouldn't mind getting 25 here, but it is pretty dangerous. When I try to get 25, I usually die. But I just like Overgrown Woods so much. You know, the ivies present, I think, interesting challenges. Let's just, like, lock that area off. Now nothing from over there can ever bother me again. Alright, there's another clearing. Let's, like, have a look, see if it makes any more sense this time. You really don't want to be in a space... oh, geez, I gotta get out of here. Whew. This is why Overgrown Woods are so dangerous. You don't want to be in a space that's, like, not a narrow corridor when there's mutant ivy creeping up on you. Alright, so mutant ivy up here, and coming from here, and there's this troll. I can go 1, wait, attack. That's 3 moves. The ivy would be 1, 2, 3 here. Then I chop here. No, then I pass and chop here. But that's 5 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I would be dead if I did that. So I'm going to duck into this little corridor, which is away from all 3 of the threats that I can currently see. And furthermore, this ivy growing in here blocks off all the other threats. This poor guy's going to have to set up camp here for quite a long time now. HyperRogue is such a dangerous game. Everything looks very safe, but you're always like on the knife's edge of like if you get checkmated, it's all over. You can't, like, build up. Ooh, this is a little scary. You can't, like, accumulate safety, in a way, right? You don't get, like, potions to save you from bad situations or whatever. Where's the root of this thing? I guess it's over here? Yeah, it's that way. Quite a ways that way, in fact. Let's go over here and carve myself a little corridor? I would be happy to leave the Overgrown Woods at this time, but I'm not, like, dying to, because it is fun. Let's just get backed into a corner here for safety. You know, we could do jungle. I talked in the last episode... Oh, right! That's the rule about, I was trying to find the rule in the clearing about how mutant ivy can only grow on hexagonal cells. But no, the rule is just about mutant ivy in general. It can anywhere but the Overgrown Woods, which includes the clearing. It can only grow on hexagonal cells. So you can see that it's gone nuts in the jungle. But it's still leaving a lot of area. Because it's not allowed to go into that area. You know what? Let's just go out into jungle. I heard a bird somewhere, by the way. There it is. Just to, like, not be in Overgrown Woods anymore. And now we could try Lost Mountain, which is a combination of, like, Yandorian Forest and jungle. It's got ivies and it's got gravity. I've only been there a couple times. Last time I was there I did die. But it's fun. I don't think I'm really... I don't know. Just get me out of here. We could do Ocean. To try to unlock Roulier. I'm not good at pronouncing the Cthulhu stuff, but there's some Cthulhu mythology over here. Zebra is like a more advanced Land of Eternal Motion. Only some of the land falls away under you. I don't totally understand like why that makes the land more interesting, but I guess it's harder to lose enemies that way. Let's do Ocean. I don't know. What I really should do is actually just end the video. Oh, I should just get in here, huh? Because if we try to do... I'm on a boat. Why can't I just get on the boat? Oh, my boat is now stranded, I see. Yes. So I forget what treasure you get for Ocean. I think it's not actually all that great. Show me page 1. Ocean, Orb of Empathy. Yeah. Your allies get to share your orb powers. Which is like, I don't know. I don't usually have both allies and orb powers, so... the way Ocean works is, you see these notes about how many turns to submerge. There's kind of like a tide. And the closer you are to the Great Wall you came from, like, the higher, or the lower the tide generally is. So... Whoa, what the heck was that? Oh, that must have been like the Cthulhu noise or something? So you can see it's now submerging again. And it'll recede all the way back to the coast, and then it'll come back out. Not the coast, but the wall. We can venture out to sea and find more like ocean-based or water-based lands are available from here. Sure. Oh, I bet this didn't exist last time I played. What is this? A long time ago, this was a trade route, but then krakens have risen out of the depths. Many trading ships sank here. Legend says that you can uncover the secret of a magical weapon spell somewhere in the depths. I guess you get Orb the Sword here? You can find sunken treasures, but they won't appear until you have killed a kraken. You will need Orb of the Fish to get the treasures. Luckily, you can steal one from Viking treasure hunters. So you need to have completed the Living Coast to get there, because that's how you unlock Orb of the Fish, or Living Fjord. That's how you get Orbs of the Fish. Okay. Krakens, huge sea monsters. The geometry prevents quick movement of huge objects. There are no large ships, only small boats, and hyperbolic krakens are relatively small too. They might be the widest creatures that can still move at considerable speed. They can move only on hexagons. You need to attack their tentacles to kill them. A tentacle cannot attack if it's been attacked on the same turn. When it attacks you while you're in a boat, it destroys the boat but does not kill you. So if you have the ability to swim, then a boat is kind of an extra life. Okay. And tentacles? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, that's cool. But I kind of wanted to do Roulier. And there's Whirlpool. Every time I go into Whirlpool, I just die. One of these days I should try it, but it's a circle kind of thing, and and all the treasure is in the center of the circle. And the boats are moving around in the current is kind of whirlpooling in a circle, and the boats move around the same way that bowls do in Prairie. The difference is you cannot move out from the current, and you can't move against it either. You can only move like against the current if you can hop to another boat that's already at the place you want to be. So once you step into the whirlpool, it's kind of hard to get out, and I usually just die. So we're not going to do that. I wanted to go to Roulier and get all the this way, right? Yeah, here we go. The column is an indicator of the direction we want to go. This is where they have the kind of Cthulhu-themed stuff. It's nothing like serious. Like, I don't know. I don't really know much about the Cthulhu mythology, but I guess Roulier is like his home or something. And which way is? Yeah, we want to be going this way. This is inward, away from the ocean. Or away from the sea, anyway. We're still in the ocean, which is the coast. And now we get in here. Where we face cultists and tentacles, I think, is what they're called. And we're trying to collect statues of Cthulhu. I haven't seen any enemies in here yet, but they'll be here. And Roulier is only accessible through ocean. I assume there's some mythology reason for that. So these tentacles move much like worms from the desert. They move every 2 turns. They're relatively short. That was a cultist sound. And they don't die if they're unable to move. They just kind of shrink and retract. And there's some ivies in here, but they're not that big a deal, I think. Actually, oh my god, that one... What? I see. A property that may not be obvious about... Yeah, let's get out of here. About ivies is that the fewer branches they have, the more dangerous they are. Because the one branch they have grows... The branches they do have each grow more often. Because each branch takes turns growing, right? And so I believe the setup in Roulier is that when IVs appear, they are surrounded on many sides by columns and therefore have a smaller number of branches. How are we doing? We have 4? Okay. I forget if you need 10 statues or 5 to unlock the Temple of Cthulhu, which is an area inside of Rolia. These fire cultists are shooting fire at me, which is like annoying, but not all that big a deal. Oh yeah, it's 5. Because here's a temple now. When I first played this, I read about the geometry of this place, and I had to go read some papers to understand what the hell. The structure of Cthulhu's temple is kind of a. You can just go deeper and deeper into this, and it's not like a circle in the way that those bull dash things were. There is no other side. Each of these boundary things indicates one step deeper into the temple. And you can only collect one treasure from each level. If I try to grab another one of these, it's that doesn't count. So you have to go deeper. And the name for the geometry thing that's going on here is a horocycle. And these make sense, I believe, in Euclidean geometry as well. But they behave somewhat differently. I've already gotten this, right? Yeah. The idea is, imagine at the very far end here, there's a parallel line, or a straight line. And each of these walls originates from the same point somewhere on that line. And they're drawn as kind of circles with increasing radii from that line. So the largest circle that we found, at least I think that's what's going on. It might be the opposite. It can't be, right? I think that's what I remember when I read about horocycles. So, right. So each kind of circle here is actually a circle, kind of, but its other end is infinitely far away in some way I don't understand, but slightly more far away than this infinity? I don't know. So as you can see, I'm not an expert in hyperbolic geometry despite playing HyperRogue. Let's go grab this one, I guess. It's closer to the next level of temple. Cult leaders are allowed to push these statues, whereas other smaller enemies are not. What orbs do you get for this anyway? Orb of the Dragon, right? That lets you shoot fire. And Rolia, you get Orb of Teleport, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Which way is in? This way is in. Let's just block off that tentacle. So, unlike lands with gravity, have I gotten this? No. Unlike lands with gravity, it's kind of similar in some ways and different in others, because we're going deeper and deeper into this place, and we're later going to leave by going out, right? But we're not at all likely to leave from the same place we came in, like we would be in a land with gravity. Because there's a very large perimeter in each of these that expands fractally outward, rather than, in a gravity land. Okay, I've got 10 grimoires. Let's get the hell out of here. I have declared myself the victor. I have defeated Cthulhu. And I no longer need... I don't want to try to unlock a bunch more I don't want to spend a bunch of effort to unlock Orb of the Dragon in other lands. Having to go 25 levels deep in the Temple of Cthulhu does not sound like a fun time to me. But we do want to complete Roliet as well as the temple. We currently have just, what, 7? Yeah, so we need 3 more statues. Alright, we're back into, like, slightly normal universe. Outside of the temple. And now that we have... Actually, I didn't think that was how it was supposed to work. You can only get here when you have like enough treasure and from the ocean. But I guess it says once you finish Roliet, you can get to it from anywhere. But like we haven't finished Roliet, we don't have 10 yet. So maybe finishing the temple also counts. I'm gonna grab the Orb of Safety just for curiosity. Yeah, it takes me to somewhere else in Roliet. I thought it might take me like to a crossroads in the same way that it does if you take it from a gravity land. It makes sense in gravity lands though because there's not really any concept of, like... It doesn't make sense to go somewhere else. I thought I saw crossroads up here, yeah. Because everywhere is supposed to have an origin point that it came from. And if you just teleport somewhere at random, that would not apply. Alright, I'm like... I don't want to go anywhere. All the places left are scary. We can do free fall. But what I really want is an Orb of Safety so I can just save the game. And end the episode. That's Storms. Jelly Kingdom is like Advanced Alchemist's Lab. Orb of the Bull! Woo! I have... Okay, now what does Horns do? After you move while having it, you immediately attack the next cell in a straight line. Ah, I see. Got it. Oh, I don't need to teleport. Whoops. Well... So the way this place works is every time you pick up a treasure, all land... Oh my god, Hive is here, huh? All land and all jellies switch color. And I guess for land it doesn't matter. But for jellies... Actually, I guess the jellies stay the same color and the land switches, but like... Functionally, what happens is all the jellies that are walls turn into enemies, and all the jellies that are enemies turn into walls. I don't know if I really should be tempting fate like this. I just want my Orb of Safety, though. And, like, while I'm in the crossroads, I'm generally pretty safe, right? Because I have 1,000,000 orbs. Including Orb of the Dragon, so I can shoot fire? An Orb of the Bull to make me a charging maniac? But I just want an Orb of Safety. They should appear, like, all the time in crossroads, right? This is bad. What happens when you use an Orb of the Dragon? I don't think it kills enemies. I think it just means they can't stand still anymore. So I actually have to go... I have to run away from these guys. I let myself get kind of surrounded. Hunting grounds is a pretty safe place to be, though, because the enemies here don't attack you unless you pick up treasure. Oh yeah, Crossroads 4 is just a scary place. Just give me an orb of safety, come on! So, like, I know I could just end the video without saving, which is actually what I did last time. It's like, the orb of safety makes a nice stopping point, you know? No enemies around. Orb of energy will let me hang on to my orbs of teleport dragon longer, I guess. And shielding? Oh yeah. Energy and shielding, that's a cool combo. Oh no, not energy. Orb of time is the one that lets you keep orbs for longer. Ah! Orb of safety over this way. Orb of energy makes it so that when you use up an orb, you use up less of it. There's the orb of safety. It's not in Crossroads. Oh my god, it's gonna take me into reptiles though. I don't want to go into reptiles. I just want safety in Crossroads. Like, is it so much to ask? I have an orb of luck even, right? So, like... Oh, orbs of safety are more likely to spawn in the whirlpool. I thought it also made them more likely in everywhere. But okay, here we go. An orb of safety. Whew, we did it. And I think I'm like at my second highest score now, is that right? No, okay, 4th place. Oh no, don't look at what time it is. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. So how do I save? It doesn't matter. I can just end the episode and save off camera. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.